Why, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is COBstarcraft here, and I'm doing a very special cast today with a German man, I do believe. You'll see why I think it's German in a minute. Of Monchi. I kind of want to call him Monchi. You know, like the Munchies, my favorite thing in the world. Not that I've ever done any illegal substances, because, well, as I just said, it would be illegal. And this is also going to be against Optik. Optik, of course, is going to be our Terran player, and Monchi is going to be our Protoss. Now, this is why I think it's German. It looks a hell of a lot like German, so I think this was played on the German Grandmaster. But in any case, Optik 0. That is also Optik's name. And Monchi, I don't know too much about, but I plan on learning a whole lot more. So, what do we got going down here? Nothing but like a little dead face. But right now, we just see a pylon going down, and most likely we're going to see a gate go up next, followed by a scout. But no promises there. Both these players are extremely good. At least Optik 0, I've seen many a replay. And there goes down the barracks. Up here, we're looking at... There goes down the gateway, and we're going to follow his scout. Oops, misclicks. You hear? They'll kill you. Trust me when I say, did I mention that this map is going to be Shakira's Plateau? One of my favorite maps, incidentally. Not so great for the Baneling bus because you can get some super far spawns. Like here and here. It's a fucking marathon, even for lings. Speedlings, you gotta run a marathon. But when you're looking at two people, not creatures. I almost said two creatures. Two people playing as Terran and Protoss, it's making a lot of transportation time. So we're talking, you got to be thinking 10, 15 seconds in advance when you want to hit. And you got to have your units ready. So if you're dropping back here while you're attacking the main here, you got to be ready. You got to have that drop ready at least 30 seconds ahead of time. But I don't judge, I don't hate, I just appreciate. Great little micro right there, and he's just going to be able to get going, and he's then going to toss on a little patrol action right here, and of course we are going to see this guy go and scout here. I'd love to take a look at their APM. Of course, Monchi actually has a lower APM. Mine roughly hangs around 225, and Optik's going to be 191, and of course Monchi is going to be 189. I almost said 189. That would be weird. But I'm interested to see what our Protoss fellow is going to go here. He's getting a good pylon placement, so you can see quite a bit. I would love to see a pylon placed here, or even a pylon placed here to warp units into the low ground to get this around on any units here, which would be absolutely brilliant. But I'm really interested to see what he's doing because we haven't seen any action. We're seeing a Cyber Core. We're not seeing any Chrono boost on the Cyber Core. Actually, his Chrono, or his energy rather, is getting a little bit too high. These Marines were off on a little bit of a walkabout, and there's going to be an expansion going down, which could be a really risky move. And let's see what he's planning on doing, because he only has one gateway, no forge. Doing the right thing by getting out one sentry. He should be getting out a minimum of 4. Of course, a minimum of 4 is to ensure that every single time you throw down a force field, that you are going to be able to have another one ready the second the other one dies. So, we do see a Hellion on the field, which could cause some problems, but that Stalker is going to be able to really just clean it up, and of course, he could just force field the ramp, which would be the smart thing to do, and it's rolling in now, and he is going to force field the ramp right at the very last second. That was absolutely epic. I wasn't sure if that was going to go down or not, but I'm already excited to be casting this game, and let's get back to the production tab. We do, of course, see 2 gateways on the way, as well as that Nexus and a Robo. But what else do we have over here? Nothing but a little expansion hidden right here, which I do not believe Monchi has scouted. As a matter of fact, he hasn't scouted anything other than the timing of the orbital, which is a big deal. And if we just go back to everyone's tab here, we are indeed going to see Blue Flame on the way. A little bit of a drone transfer. Finally, we do have Warp Gate Tech finishing now, and we're having 3 gates plus Robo kicking out an Ops, which could be a really big deal. We're getting Stalkers as well warping out. And what is going on here? I'm really interested to see this game. We're seeing, of course, this orbital is just going to be finishing up and lifting off really soon. We're seeing the tech lab go down, and no production right there, but we are probably going to see Stim or maybe Marauder Slow first. Although we're seeing a lot of Marines. No Marauders. There's going to be a Marauder, and let's just wait for that Marauder Slow. It will be coming, I promise you. Blue Flame has just finished, which of course means quite a hell of a lot. And we are only seeing, which is a little bit disappointing, only 3 sentries. But they're getting higher on energy now, so he can afford it. One of my favorite things about Protoss, which is why I sometimes dabble, if you guys ever watch my live stream, you will see me dabble with it, is the force fielding. I love force fields. I love to get like 1,000,000 sentries and whack down like 20 force fields like nobody's business. But it's not always the smartest thing. So I want to see if these Hellions can get in and do any damage, which I highly doubt because, like I said earlier, we do have force fields ready to be done. So let's take a look at the ramp here. This is going to be the center of action. They're coming in. They're rolling. It is going to be just killing off one drone and double force field. Could be better placement there, but it will do. In any case, it will funnel them in. And Zealots are going to be warped out right there. As well as this Ops does not want to really fly in because there are a lot right there. And no more pushes. No good. No premature force fields there. That was great, Micro. I'm not sure if that was on purpose or not, but there were 0 premature force fields, which is actually key, and we're seeing him get in position, putting these Zealots on hold. Perfect positioning, may I add. And what do we got going on down here? Nothing but an expansion. We're also seeing, of course, we have Siege just finishing up. We don't really have anything else other than like Thermal Lance going to be finishing up here, as of course we are going to see Colossi, also known as some Giraffe. I do like Giraffe. But we're going to see yet another push right here. Let's take a look at what happens. He's going to not go running into the main. And this guy, I don't know what he's trying to do here. He's just hanging out, chilling. You know, there is going to be, of course, there's going to be the Stim Pack. Great force fields there. Bad low placement. And even more are coming down. And I'm interested. Where's that Marauder? He still hasn't gotten Marauder Slow, which is a pretty good upgrade to get. Thermal Lance is going to be finishing, and huge force fields going down, going to be able to block them off, and they're going to be eaten up without even killing a unit. This poor guy is now just stuck in the midst of things. He's got 12 life and soon to be 1 shield, but that won't save him from the army sitting outside. That was absolutely great force fields going down, and I like his play. However, oh, Bob got killed off, and he's going to be able to, if he force fields right here, he should be force fielding. He should be force fielding. He should be force fielding. He's not. There's going to be a good force field to take out that little runabout guy. What else do we have on the way? Nothing but a tech lab, which is, of course, something very important, and he is rolling back, because if you take a look at the supply difference, it is not a huge deal, but it is a big deal. Now, Monchi is not in the best of positions. We are going to see a Twilight Council going down, so let's take a look at the units tab. We got 51 probes to 49, and that is sometimes a big deal for the pros. Just those couple, but of course, if we take a look at the income, because of mules, totally OP, may I add, we are going to see our Terran player Optik in the lead. So let's just follow these units while I speculate as to what is going to happen. We do see 4 tanks fully equipped with Siege, 23 Reens, and only 4 Marauders, and of course 3 Hellions, but that's no big deal. 2 Colossus or Giraffe, and 6 Stalkers, 4 Zealots. That is not a big number, of course. 3 sentries, which I feel that sentry count should be even higher. We do have Blink on the way, so I want to see some Gosu Blink Micro. And we do have +1 as well as another Marauder going to be kicking out, and we do have Combat Shield. So let's skip over to something a little bit more interesting. We are going to see the Command Center going down a little bit behind, and by a little bit I do mean a fair amount behind what is our Protoss expansion, but that won't matter too much. Nice siege line here. It would be tough to soften it, but it is still, of course, possible. Sometimes people just say, screw it, I'm going to try and bust right through. Or they try and catch him in transit like this. He's going to be moving out, of course, to try and protect this. Or he could be moving out to try and kill it. Although he's got to micro back this Colossus, because if he doesn't, then that could be a huge deal and a big loss, which could be a finishing loss. As a matter of fact, we should see some force fields going down to give him time to get into position. And wow, it's like I just took a stim pack there. Man, my voice got going. I'm just rolling right along with the punches. We're seeing yet another Colossus coming out. That is going to make the count 4. These Stalkers are going to be warped in, but are they going to make it in time? They are going to make it to the party. Although, walking right into some siege, he should get his Colossus back. Great blink right there. Should be throwing down some force fields. No force fields, which is a damn shame, but if he got some back here, he'd be good to go. Although these Colossus are sitting in the back, being able to do all the damage ever needed. And he is going to be able to pick off this tank. Yet another tank. He's going to be able to pick off that tank if he warps in some Zealots. And all those units just got chewed up. Optik taking a big hit there. I'd say that was just great micro and great outplayed by, what's his name? By Monchi. I mean, seriously. That was great play right there. I even think that was a better engagement for Optik. It just went wrong. But who cares? We are going to see another expansion going down because I feel Optik is in a spot of bother. And he's trying to egg on Monchi, but he's not taking the bait. And I would look at the stream of Hellions and a Marine, and all of a sudden they're almost back to even, although Monchi does have a 20 supply lead, which is nothing to be frowned at. Let's take a look at the income. Oh, now he's finally starting to really pull ahead. We're not seeing any drops going down, which would be very nice. I love me some good drops here. And wow, alright, he's finally starting to pull ahead. We're getting obviously charge slots, which is key for those tanks. We have so many giraffes here splitting up his forces, which I'm not sure is the best of ideas. Although Marines are stimming in here and they're gonna just not do anything at all. They didn't even really soften. Although no, I worried we're gonna see something. What we are gonna see indeed is that turret, which is gonna help for the giraffes. And that's about it. We're also seeing, of course, these 2 expansions, but I wouldn't really count on them. They're not even fully done. That is, of course, that would be a planetary fortress. Why not? That was almost decent engagement there, but he is splitting up all of his Colossus very nicely, and the Vikings should be able to hold those Colossus. So let's take a look. We're getting a nice little rolling bunker barrage, which is really tough to deal with unless you got great positioning. Get some more Colossus out, maybe get some more charge loss to try and take out the SCVs. And, of course, try and take out the tanks mainly. Now he's preparing for a big engagement, I worry. And look at that. Monchi, I got to hand it to him, he's maintained his lead. Let's get back to the production tab here. We, of course, are going to see yet another forge going down, which should have been a little bit longer ago. But we're going to see 5 pop out. 3, 2, 1... Yeah, 5 popping out, and we're going to see this engagement going down up here, as well as an engagement up here. I'm trying to get both of them, but it's damn near impossible. We're going to see these getting taken down, although great blink into the Vikings, and we're seeing a big push. He's trying to fall back. Optik is in trouble. He's in lots of trouble, and Monchi stimming into them, and he needs to be able to take out these Marauders. These Marauders are absolutely eating them up, which is a bad deal because, of course, he went from 6 to 2, and now we have a lot of trouble, although Optik is forced to cower, run into a hole because of the 30 supply advantage, and he did indeed run into a hole as well. We have this expansion going on, so wow, what a game this is so far. And to think, this isn't even like, are we done? I can't wait. I'm really rooting for Monchi right now, and yeah, he's got charge lots, he's getting Storm on the way, which is a key upgrade. He's getting +2, and he's going to be able to take out that poor guy. Oh, he is sour. Look at that. Oh, a little bit of blood splatter. Dead. So let's get back to the little units tab here. 83 to 65 drones, but 4 mules are going to probably just about even it up. Yes, they are. Look at that. I am so genius. Let's get back to the units tab yet again. 3. That's a big deal. He took a huge hit. Absolutely massive hit on his Colossus count. He went from 6 to 2, which was a huge deal because of stimming in Marauder, taking it out. But in any case, I'm going to give our advantage, maybe the TSN turning point to that one engagement over here, to Monchi. And if you look, he's at 200.